Good morning. My name is Sarah Dupree, and I'll be conducting an interview with Ms. Vasquez. She is the Sped Teacher at Alex Sanger Preparatory, and we're just going to discuss a couple of questions that I have available for her. Good morning, Ms. Vasquez. How are you?
Good morning, doing well.
um, some of the questions that I'll be asking you are um, just uh, just questions that would be involving your position at the school. So the first question I would like to ask you, as a sped teacher, or how about if you tell us your role at the campus?
Okay, so I'm the SPED teacher for our EC through fifth grade levels. So I am the advocate for these students with disabilities that are categorized as special needs. And I will go into their classrooms and work with them if their IEP dictates that they have in-class support. If they have resource support, I pull them out and into my classroom and we work one-on-one. So I advocate for their needs, meaning that I speak to the teachers regarding um, their goals and objectives, as well as the accommodations and modifications that are necessary in their classwork. And I organize the meetings to develop these, along with the other ARD members, which include, administration, general ed teacher, and the parents, as well as myself as a special education teacher.
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question. What would your routine look like for the morning? Let's start with your routine as far as before you even go with the students. Is there something that you follow every day?
So that would be setting up in my classroom. So I have student teachers that work with me, and generally a SPED teacher will have like a TA assigned to them. So
Okay.
that will help, with the caseload, because we have several students. For example, I have 14 students that I have to service throughout the week. Each one with different minutes, each one with different, areas of need. So it's like, in the morning, it's like, okay, schedule organizing, because that shifts too. So it's like every morning it's huddle. Let's see what students I'm going to visit, what students you're going to visit, for how long. Setting up the technology in my classroom too, since now we're virtual. It's like, okay, making sure I have my board and the needed things within reach, so that way I'm not like running around, and I'm
Right.
there for each student. Yeah.
Is there a situation, or is there a protocol that's in place that you have to use to follow up with students and parents? And if you do have one, how often do you have to meet with either the parents or students or teachers?
Yeah, so we try to be regular. There's not like a set like this many times or this often, but we try to be regular with communicating with our parents to see the progress of their students. So, I mean, an example is that we do have um, uh, progress reports for the goals and objectives that we give to them every so often, usually following the grading periods you guys do, and we'll email that to the parent. If there are any issues, I mean, it's like a phone call. Usually it's like a phone call, hey, this is going on. And I mean, of course, when we have our annual meetings, like that's just scheduled all the time. But between that, it's always keeping in communication with the teachers. How is the student doing academically? If they have a behavioral plan, how are they doing with their behavioral issues? But it's working that communication. There's not, like you said, there's not a structure. It's more of like you should keep that in mind every so often, so that you can measure the progress of that student and make any changes as necessary while you're working with them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you mentioned behavioral plan. What would be the process of beginning, or what would be an example or situation that would make you want to start a behavioral plan on any student for